They just announced that BlackRock and JP Morgan are going to be one of the companies that are going to start the Reconstruction Bank. So basically, they're going to be the first companies that Ukraine goes to for investment in the reconstruction of the whole country, the infrastructure, everything, bro, you know? So not only are they gonna make money off of the destruction of Ukraine, they're gonna make money on the reconstruction of Ukraine. So Ukraine, they just got another $1 billion aid from the U.S. government on top of the $6.2 billion accounting error. Man, just more and more money to fund the war, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I was gonna do a post um, on our page that was talking about how BlackRock. So this is how the wars get funded. You feel me? This is how companies make so much money off of these wars. So you have a company like BlackRock. They're like a hedge fund. They like own all these assets and shit. They fucking are making money from selling the weapons because they have high um, they own a lot of stock in these weapon contractors like Lockheed Martin, Smith and Wesson. So they're making money off of all the weapons that we sell. On top of that, they just announced that BlackRock and JP Morgan are going to be one of the companies that are going to start the Reconstruction Bank. So basically, they're going to be the first companies that Ukraine goes to for investment in the reconstruction of the whole country, the infrastructure, everything, bro, you know? So not only are they gonna make money off of the destruction of Ukraine, they're gonna make money on the reconstruction of Ukraine. You feel me? It goes back to like the Iraq War and all the wars that we had in the Middle East with that one company. We mentioned it in the first episode, Halliburton, where they're just making so much money, not only during the time that they're in war, but fucking when they're reconstructing all the years it takes to rebuild everything that was destroyed in that time. You feel me? Bro, it's crazy. All these companies, that's how they make money off the war, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was watching like a report like that too on how like BlackRock and JP Morgan they're linking up and for like the reconstruction of Ukraine. And like it's pretty interesting because like you said, we've seen that a lot where these companies um, basically enrich themselves when there is like um, a crisis or war. So we saw that in Iraq, which Halliburton was the biggest company to benefit from that. And then probably you can even go to Syria too.
Yeah. All these wars, I'm sure.
I'm sure like there is like these oil companies that right now are doing something in the Syrian oil fields, probably like helping extract it, refine it, store it, and then same thing goes for the Ukraine. And I think the biggest um, beneficiary from this crisis is obviously BlackRock and J.P. Morgan.
Well, let me read something for you. Financial Times noted that it would cost Ukraine roughly 411 billion to rebuild their country. Half a trillion
Yeah.
to just rebuild. I'm gonna read something else that Zelensky has said. Zelensky thanked U.S. corporations for supporting the Ukrainian war effort, saying the company's support is an opportunity for big business. And he also said that American businesses can become a locomotive of global economic growth. BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs were companies that he thanked for their plans to rebuild after the war is done. Bro, that's some crazy ass shit, dog.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like I mean, pretty much Ukraine is broke. So like, I wonder what are they gonna give up to get this investment?
Right.
What are they gonna privatize? Um, and just because of the corruption and like what a failed state basically the country is, how are they gonna repay that back?
Right.
You know?
Bro, Zelensky is basically selling out his whole country. to these private companies, private U.S. companies, to come rebuild everything. They pay and probably take some natural resources on their way out too. You feel me? After this shit's done,
Yeah.
it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So like at first, not only is like private companies like J.P. Morgan and BlackRock, but just imagine like also like um, non-governmental organizations like the World Bank, the IMF.
Right, right.
And I'm pretty sure if we like look closely into like the initial conflict of how it started, I think one of the reasons the president that was like aligned with Putin, one of the reasons they got rid of him was because um, in order for him, if he wanted to get more closer ties to the EU, like to Western countries, he was gonna start doing some austerity measures if he wanted to get investment from like the IMF.
Right.
We know that they do that
All the time.
in order for you to get like any type of support. Imagine, so in order for you to get support, you need to cut like taxes. You need to like fucking cut programs, retirement. You need to privatize like certain services that people be using.
Yeah, all the austerity measures.
Yeah.